Hello YouTube, Sloppy Stacks back with another video. Here I'm doing a currency wrap-up video. About a month and a half, maybe 2 months worth of notes here that I picked up. Anyway, quite a stack as you see. Let's go through these and see what we got. First section here, just going to be like 99s and earlier. I like to keep those. 99s, pretty good condition. Anyway, some people like to collect those, so never know. Might be able to trade them, give them to somebody, giveaways. I don't know, something like that. $10 bill. I love the designs on these old school designs. But anyway, 99, $10 bill, not in bad condition. Or excuse me, 95. Another, we're getting 95. Here is an 85. None of these are web notes. There's certain dates that have web notes I can't remember. You might want to look it up. As you can see, this one's off, maybe off center, not off cut or miscut, but off center print. Not really, everything else lines up. So maybe a little off center or off. Yeah. Anyway, pretty crisp condition, 1985. 81A. Pretty neat. Found a 1976 original $2 bill, first year of course. Pretty crisp condition. These are neat. I just love that back. Look at the artwork on that. Just gorgeous. And then I think my third one of these, what they call a Barr note. So if you see right here, Secretary of the Treasury, Joseph Barr, shortest term in history for a Secretary of Treasury, I think it was 28 days. So his notes with his signature on them are kind of rare just because of that, for that reason. Yeah, but pretty neat. I think it was the last part of LBJ's term or whatnot, and he didn't have a secretary, so he shoved him in there and said, "Here, sign stuff." Not that simple, but you know what I mean. But anyway, pretty cool find. Anyway, pretty good condition overall. Pretty neat. All right, what do we got here? All right, these are date notes. Here we go. So first one, 1922, 1946. Born on death date, note, whatever. Kind of neat. Here we are, 12/3/2000. Any of these date notes mean anything to you, let me know. You know, I don't have a problem. 12/3/2000. We got 10/20/1935 and 11/14/1939. Now, most of these are not in the format that you normally like. You usually like the, this would be, the 2000 would be in front. But that's all right. Still kind of neat. Then I save X notes. They're kind of neat. You don't see them very often. It's just basically the last printing. This was probably actually, what was this, 2009? This was probably printed in like 2011 or something like that. But anyway, pretty neat. This one is a neat one I found. Just a heavy ink error on that 8 down there. Well, it's pretty much filled in. Kind of cool. You can see that. But yeah, it's a good one. All right, and then these ones here are just some, 4 or 5 of kind in a row. So 4 zeros and another 0, so 5 zeros on that guy. Same with this one. Not too spectacular, but kind of neat. 4 4s in a row. 4 6s in a row. And 4 9s in a row. I don't know if I'll keep the 9s one. It's kind of grody, but anyway. And then, what do we got here? So these are our trinaries. I keep all my trinaries and I try to match them up. I have a whole box going through and I add to them. Now this is kind of a neat thing here. I got 3 of these in a row. 6 2, as you see, basically 886, 887, and where is it? There it is. 888. Anyway, so those 3 in a row. It's pretty neat. Trinary, of course, except for that one, but it goes in the series. But these are crispy guys. But these, let's just get these out of the way. These are driving me nuts. There we go. So these are the matching trinaries I have, or not matching, but in the same grouping, I guess, as far as the numbers go. As you can see there, it's kind of what we're going for. Nothing matching, but all kind of cool in the same series. So for that one. And then I didn't have any in this particular series 05s and 8s. That one's a single. So I found this one, and then I had one in my box that kind of matched, or not matched, again, just in the same series. Here we are. Kind of neat though. Alright, and then 038, no matches on this one, just the only one I found, but new trinary to add to the collection. And then 049, 04s and 9s, I had a $5 match, or not match, I keep saying match, it's not a match, if it was a match it'd be great, but in the same series. Kind of neat, like I said. And then 051 or 015, another edition. That's only got a single on that guy. And then I found a $10 trinary, 458, and I had a one that kind of matched the series, or in the series. Kind of neat there. And then a new edition, 1 8 and 9s. Kind of cool. And then I had a $5 trinary, but this one's kind of cool because it's got bookends on it, as you can see, 5.5 and then 5.5, and pretty good find. I had another $5 bill that had the same 5, 6s, and 9s. Pretty neat. All right, and then I had a buttload, excuse my language, of star notes found, which is kind of nice. So all these are commons, super large runs, nothing special, rare, or anything. I'll just kind of zoom through these real quick. So first ones are 2021 B series. Otherwise this thing would be so long if we just went through every one. Anyways, that was the 21s. These are the 17As. We have Bs. B series, F series, and G series, and L. There we go. Now then we move on to the 2017s. We got A's, E's, a couple, and an F, G, a bunch of K's, and some L's series. For those, and then 2013s, D, G, H, and a bunch of L's. And then we move on to $5 bills. I had some 2017 A's, G series, and then a 2021 A series. All right, that's the standard star notes. These ones here are a little bit rare that we found. Now this B series star note is not rare, but let me tell you, this is part of a double printed star note series for 2013, the B series. If you go to Project 2013B, it'll give you all the information on what that is. But basically what happened is, you see right here it says, you see that little FW, it means this was printed in Fort Worth. But they have DC and Fort Worth Bureau of Engraving departments. But anyway, what happened is both places, both bureaus printed the same numbers. The only way you can really tell is by that FW in front, if where it was printed. If it doesn't have the FW, it was printed in DC. But anyway, so the star note, the numbers match. It's pretty amazing if you can get a match. But anyway, you go ahead and enter your star notes on that website for these particular series. It has to be in the series range, of course, the number range. But like I said, you can look up online there and see where those are, where the numbers fall. But anyway, just enter all that information, get that out there for in case somebody comes up with a match. But anyway, pretty cool. I haven't found one in a while. Glad I did. The only problem is, you see right up here, this has got a hole in it, man. It's got a rip and everything. Look at that guy. Yeah, it's just terrible. Ugh. Anyway, pretty cool though nonetheless. All right, Next one we have here, not super rare or anything. This one is 6.9 million total printed, but only 500K. So about a third of the way up on the rarity scale. Not too bad. Next one, let's go with the fives. So all these $5 bills have the same, basically the same print run, 3.8 to 4.3 million, and total printed with 640,000 run size. So not super rare, but still, like I said, about a third of the way up on the rarity scale. So we got a 2017 F-Series $5 bill, a 2021, and a 2006. Anyway, like I said, all kind of rare, not rare, but about a third of the way up in the bar, so not super rare, but still kind of rare, kind of neat. But out of all those, we found this guy. He's got a donut corner here. This guy right here, 2017 A D series, is going to have 500,000 total printed, and it's the same as the run. So there was only one printing that year, or for this series that year. And this is part of that. So 500,000 total printed, period. So kind of a rare note, super rare note. Not super rare, but rarer. Pretty neat. Anyway, and then also I keep all my what I call zip code notes, five numbers or less. So as you can see, 11873. So unfortunately, none of these matched up to any zip codes except for this one. This one matched to Cobb Island, Maryland. So if you happen to live in Cobb Island, Maryland, well, I got a zip code note for you. And like I said, the rest of these do not match up, but still pretty neat. I like keeping these guys. All right. Well, that about does it for this video. Nice and long. Thank you for sticking with it. Kind of some fun finds there. Any questions, concerns, leave them a comment there. But thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Have a great day, all.